Namaste, everyone. From my heart to yours, I'm so happy that you are here with me for Sunday Night Alive this week. It's a good one. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. And as you can see, I've moved out of the moon room into the lion room. I keep working to make the quality of this recording and the quality of our meditation even better. So hopefully we shall see. I think I got a little hot tip for the music this week. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Reverend Denise Schubert, and this is Sunday Night Alive. And it is a time for us to have a good message and then time for 15 minutes of meditation, which most of us don't get 15 minutes of meditation every day, but you can do it with me. You can put your dogs outside, turn off your phones, turn off your TV, and just simply spend 30 minutes with me every Sunday night on Sunday Night Alive. So tonight, our topic is Welcome the Goo. We are at the Center for Spiritual Living. We are on our month reading the book Spiritual Liberation, which is one of my top 5 books by Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. And so tonight's talk is a little bit about that. But before I get started, I'm going to tell you how you can support Sunday Night Alive with your love offerings or your tithes. You can text to give, which is by far the easiest to do. It goes right into where it needs to be for the Center for Spiritual Living. And that number is 239-320-3820. And then once you set it up, you can just type in the amount you want to give, followed by the letters SNA, which stand for Sunday Night Alive. Some of you have been with me for years and years, and you're used to doing love offerings through PayPal or Zelle, and you can still do that to revdschubert@gmail.com. So let me do a quick blessing, and then we will kind of dive into our message, leading us up to our meditation in just a few minutes. But until then, let's take a moment, inviting you into a moment of softening, a moment of relaxing into the present. So leave your day behind wherever you have been all day, this beautiful Sunday, and simply bring your attention to your breath. Bring your attention to being here now in this present moment with other people that you cannot see, and I cannot see them either, but I know that they're here, and therefore we are already in a community. We are already connected to one another by this invisible and infinite presence and power that I call the infinite, or I call God, or I call love, whatever name you want to call it. And so it is from that sense of community and that connection to each other and to the infinite of all that there is. I simply bless our time together, knowing that if we are here, we're here by divine appointment. So therefore, there is something of good value here for each and every one of us. And so even as we begin, we give thanks, we let this time be, and we do it together by saying, and so it is. Amen. So one of the things that Michael Beckwith, I'm kind of revisiting the butterfly analogy here because it's too juicy and too good not to always talk about. But Reverend Michael used to say, we're either pushed by pain or we're pulled by vision. Now, we've been talking this week that I would say that the majority of us are transformation, our change, our willingness to change our habits or our ways or our thinking or our circumstances normally is facilitated by some form of discomfort. So you lose your job, you get a diagnosis, your partner wants to leave you, you've gained 5 pounds, whatever, you read the newspaper, whatever it is, something caused discomfort. And normally then that will, if the discomfort's severe enough, that normally moves us into looking for answers and trying to figure out why this is happening and what you can do about it and blah, blah, blah. But there is a better way there is a better way, that we can be pulled by vision. We can be pulled by a vision. Human beings are like that. We'll revisit that in a second as well. So most change generally creates discomfort. True, real change. You know, in the caterpillar to the butterfly story, that isn't just change, it's transformation. And what we're really talking about here and really wanting here is transformation, not incremental change. But the caterpillar, in order to be transformed, must do something very strange, which is to answer an inner calling, to give up its life the way that it knows its life, and to willingly and happily build a cocoon for itself into which it will crawl. And while it's in the cocoon, which is not very long, his whole body, his whole being turns to goo. And at some moment, he emerges, or she emerges, a whole new creature. This is our opportunity in life, is to do this, but to do it by choice. Because unlike all of nature, every animal, every tree has within its DNA the things it's supposed to do, and it does them. So the caterpillar cannot help but become a butterfly, even though if it could, and its higher power came down and said to him, "Oh, Mrs. Caterpillar, would you like to become a butterfly now? All you have to do is leave your friends and stop eating those delicious plants and make yourself a cocoon. I'll give you the instructions, and then you're going to crawl into it, and then you're going to turn into goo. But don't be worried, because when it's all done, you're going to be more beautiful than I can describe to you. You're going to be extraordinarily fantastic." And the caterpillar would say no, because who wants to do that? So, one of the things, so in 1995, I chose to quit smoking. And I was the only human being in my family that smoked who ever chose to and successfully quit smoking. And I was motivated. I had started my spiritual journey, and I was tired of smelling like smoke. I was tired of tasting like smoke. I felt like I was sabotaging my life. So I had impetus, but not everyone in my family who smoked quit, and they did not get what I got, because I'm now 75. I have good lungs. I have no lung disease, unlike many members of my family, COPD, lung cancer, and short lives. So I was pulled by a vision. But I want to tell you that I had a year of goo. I had a miserable year, the year I quit smoking. I was teary, I was emotional, I was craving, I gained some weight. I was not a happy camper. But I tolerated the goo because I had a vision of the kind of being I would be as a non-smoking human being. So that's kind of why I wanted to focus on this tonight, for us to embrace the goo, for you to know that as you grow spiritually, you might be uncomfortable as you give up those addictions, as you give up that body weight, as you give up toxic friends, if you get out of bad relationships, if you find a job, if you leave a job you hate. All of those big changes that you can initiate might bring you some goo, but we want to embrace the goo, because unlike all the animals, unlike the caterpillar, unlike the lions who must pounce, the tigers have to pounce, you and I, we have choice, and we have free will. We can control our fate purely with our thoughts. We can declare, we can proclaim, we can accept, we can decline. So tonight, the invitation is to see where in your life you might be resisting the goo. and therefore choosing to stay comfortable rather than being transformed. Where are you choosing to stay comfortable rather than being transformed? And by the way, being transformed means not incremental change. When you go to the gym and you work out, you lose 5 pounds, that's an incremental change. And for most of us, we have to lose those 5 pounds our entire lifetime. But you have an opportunity to actually become a new order of being. You can become a completely different person. In fact, most people who do shift their identity from being purely human to being a unique and individualized expression of the infinite, most people who do that do report to being transformed. Their relationships are transformed. Their creativity is transformed. Their health is transformed. Their pocketbooks are transformed. Because when we are in alignment with the greater good, the greatest good there is to be in alignment with, things just seem to happen more easily, with more synchronicity, with more ease and grace. So that's what I want for you. That's what our Sunday Night Alive here tonight is about. So what's going to happen is I'm going to give us an affirmation. Well, I can give it to us now. It is, I willingly create transformation and embrace the goo. So that's what you're going to be saying to yourself as we meditate for 15 minutes. Now, I'm going to stay here so you can watch me meditate if you want to, but I strongly suggest you close your eyes and you yourself meditate. And if you forget your mantra, you can open your eyes and look at it. Or if your mind begins to wander, you can also just take a moment and remind yourself of what your affirmation is. At the end of 15 minutes, I'm going to come back and I'm going to play music during our session. And by the way, you can report if it doesn't sound good to you or you think something needs working on, you can add a comment, and you can add a comment anytime, actually, just to let me know that you're here. And then I will pray us out. So you get ready. So you take a couple of deep breaths while I go find us some music and begin to prepare yourself for 15 minutes of blessed peace, of true peace. Eyes closed, feet on the floor. You can lay down if you want, but you might go to sleep. But that's okay too. Spirit knows how to work with you even if you're sleeping. And just begin to monitor your breath. Slow, deep, satisfying inhales. 8 billion people and God knows how many billions of animals and insects and fish, and we breathe, and we all breathe because God breathes us. That this breath we take is life itself. It's life itself. So let it permeate every cell in your body, every bone, every organ, every function. Let your entire being be revitalized by this breath that you're breathing. And so let's play tonight. We're going to play the Bija meditation, B-I-G-A, Bija, and I will meet you on the other side. Enjoy your meditation. So slowly, ever so slowly, just begin to feel yourself back in the room. You can stay quiet for a moment as I pray us out, as we pause to give thanks. Gratitude is in direct alignment and harmony with this stream of well-being that surrounds us, that moves through us. And so as we close our time together today, we simply are grateful for this life that we have the privilege and the honor and the choice to live, that we are backed up by infinite wisdom and intelligence, order and harmony, that despite what your eyes can see or your ears can hear, despite the conditions or the circumstances we read about in the news, there is an infinite, eternal, and changeless reality that is right underneath all of that, waiting to emerge by means of us. And so it is from that space, again, of community and connection that I just speak my word for and about everyone within the sound of my voice, claiming your transformation, accepting your willingness to be willing to think a new thought, to change something in your life that will lead to a bigger, better, brighter evolution of you. And knowing that whatever discomfort that brings, whatever temporary goo that causes, it will pass. And on the other side, you will be a butterfly. You will be a new order of being. And so in gratitude for our ability to exercise our choice, our free will, and our ability to declare our future, I am grateful. I just release this word knowing that it is moved upon by the hands of the divine, and that truly all is well with our souls. And so for this and more than my words can say, we give thanks, and together we say, and so it is. Oh, and so it is, beloved. So thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Sunday, July 12th. I look forward to being with you again next Sunday. I don't know quite what the conversation will be, but I'm sure I will be inspired during my week. So have a wonderful rest of your evening and have an amazing week this week as you move into the best you have ever been. And so peace and blessings. See you next week.